You want me to give you a countdown? Hey, it's meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen here with the 9 News Weather Impact Team, taking a look at your forecast where we could squeeze out a few more degrees of heating today and get those temperatures up into the upper 80s. It's already a warm day, not too many clouds, a lot of haze from the wildfire smoke kind of streaming in from the Pacific Northwest, and that is likely not going to change over the next couple of days, but our temperature is going to change. We have a cold front coming in tonight from Canada, and it'll cross in somewhere between 7 and 10 o'clock tonight. We'll see that front come through here, and that's going to change things up for at least a couple of days. Friday looks like it's going to be temperatures in maybe the 70s. Might be even hard to get to 70. Take a look at a live camera shot outside from the Viero camera, the Viero wireless tower in Fort Morgan, looking towards the west. No clouds in the sky, but you can definitely see the haze from the wildfire smoke, which is a little bit thicker on the northeast plains, but it's looking out towards the west, where we're seeing that in the Denver area a little bit as well. And we could get those temperatures up there a few more degrees into the upper 80s, 87, 88, 89. We could even see a few 90s out towards the northeast. Places like Fort Morgan and Yuma could hit 90 today. That is one more warm day before we have the change. And let's look at some modeling, because once we go through the rest of the day, we will continue to see some isolated showers, mainly in the mountains to the I-70 area towards the south. And we could also see a few showers up on the northern Front Range, places like Weld County and Larimer County. We're not looking at heavy rain here and long-lasting rain, just quick showers likely on the northern Front Range. And then that cold front comes in somewhere between 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Here we are on this model showing kind of 8:30 in the evening here, so not too long after the sun goes down, that cold front comes in here, and that is going to make things a lot cooler for Friday. Could be even dramatically cooler if you look at the high temperatures, but it's not going to have a big impact on our low temperatures for tomorrow. We'll likely stay in the low 50s across the Front Range and Northeast Plains, some low 40s even in some of the mountain towns, so not a big impact on the morning temperatures, but the impact will come on the afternoon temperatures, the high temperatures. Might even be difficult to make it to 70 degrees tomorrow. Forecast 71 here in Denver, which is significantly cooler than the normal high temperature, and that could be a good 20 degrees cooler than the high temperatures that we'll end up seeing for today. So that'll affect the eastern half of Colorado. This cold air is not going to really make it up and over the mountains, so I would not expect to see too much impact on the western slope or even in a lot of the mountain areas. So let's investigate that cold air just a little bit closer here with the cold air tracker. We bring this out in the fall and winter months, and sometimes we end up tracking the polar vortex cold and the extremely cold conditions, but we're not going to see that with this particular batch of cold air. You can see those colors marked in the reddish color. That's going to be the coldest air that we'll see in our country from this polar vortex Canadian front. And you can see Denver, Northeast Plains, kind of riding the very edge of this cold air. That the red colors never make it all the way into Colorado, but I think we will likely get down into the 40s for the first time since June 9th here in Denver. That would be 87 days, so our forecast is for 47 degrees. So if it drops into the upper 40s, that'll be the first time that we've seen that in a very long time. But this is not a big batch of cold air. Even that stuff out there in the Great Lakes region, we're probably not looking at a freeze in any of those states. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, North Dakota. Probably not even going to get a freeze out of this batch of cold air, but that will be a very nice taste of fall for them. Once again, it's kind of like their second trough of low pressure in a row. So here's the way your day looks like on Friday with those temperatures very slow to warm up. It'll start out in the low 50s and only make it into the 60s into the afternoon hours, and maybe briefly we could hit 70 degrees or 71 in the afternoon hours, just briefly. But it'll be mainly a day that's characterized in the 60s. Rain chances are not looking too spectacular for tomorrow. In the afternoon, you can see a 10 to 15% chance of rain between 2 and 6 p.m. So when we get up to the start of the Rockies game, which you can catch on right here on 9 News collaboration on Channel 20 with the Rockies, we could see a little impact with some storms early on in that game. But if you look at the modeling here, it does not look very impressive with just a few fast-moving, gusty storms through the area here right in the beginning of the Rockies game, leading up to about 6:30 in the afternoon. Some of the heavier showers down to the south in the Pikes Peak region and the Sangre de Cristo range. And once we get to Saturday morning, that's going to be the coldest and haziest because of that wildfire smoke that we were looking at there. But not much precipitation until the afternoon hours. And then again on Saturday, you could see a few showers in the Denver metro area, not covering a lot of ground, and they're fast moving, so they won't have a high impact on you, but you could see those in the afternoon hours on Saturday. Speaking of the smoke, let's take a look at that forecast as well. Some of the thicker smoke is marked in the darker red and orange colors. As we go through the rest of today, we'll see that haze and some of the thicker smoke in our area. But once we get into Friday, here we are at Friday morning, watch Friday, we get into that thicker smoke where we could see a little bit more impact from that up in the sky. I would not expect to see an air quality alert because it's not really lowering the PM 2.5, the smallest particles, and it's not really going to have a mix of some of that really hot air as well. So that will be noticeable for the next couple of days. Quick look at the Broncos forecast here. Looks like great football weather here, 79 degrees at kickoff. Temperature might make it into the 80s. Isolated storms will be possible. 25% chance to catch a quick storm on Broncos Sunday. You see that on the 7-day forecast right there. And once we get into the work week next week, we're looking at mostly dry conditions with temperatures in the middle to upper 80s. That is a look at your awesome looking forecast there. I hope you all have a real nice day. It's actually pretty funny.